Honda builds some of the most reliable engines on Earth. The company whose cars refuse to die builds boat engines too. So why do so many experienced boaters walk straight past the Honda display? And why are some who did buy staring at $8,000 repair bills on an engine they flushed after every single trip? I ran the whole lineup on real money, in and out. 6 you should never buy. 4 are worth every penny. And the best of them is the one everybody walks past. Number 1 is the mistake almost everyone makes first. Number 1. Paying the full Honda premium for refinement you'll never feel. Honda prices its boat engines like its cars, at the top of the market, and what that extra money buys is polish. Quieter idle, smoother shifts, a beautifully finished cowl. Real qualities. But out on open water at cruise with wind and spray and the radio on, the difference between a Honda and the brand next to it that costs thousands less mostly disappears. You're paying a showroom premium for qualities the lake cancels out. If refinement is genuinely what you care about, fine, nobody builds it better. But if you're buying on value, that badge markup is the first leak in your wallet, and it never seals. The second mistake looks like a bargain, and it's anything but. Number 2, the old carbureted BF models from the 90s. These early Honda engines earned the brand its marine reputation, and plenty are still idling around out there, which is exactly why they are tempting. The price looks friendly, the badge says Honda, and the seller says it just needs a carb clean. Here's what that actually means. Those aging carburetors gum up every time the boat sits. Modern ethanol fuel eats at their rubber and gaskets, and parts for the oldest models get scarcer and pricier every season. What you are really buying is the last chapter of a legendary run. At the exact moment, the supply of parts and the mechanics who remember these engines are both running out. The next one is the trap that catches even careful, responsible owners, and it comes with a repair bill you won't believe. Number 3, a used saltwater Honda, bought without a corrosion inspection. This is the $8,000 story from the top of the video. Documented cases tell it plainly. BF350 lower units corroding through after 6 years of coastal use. One owner hit with roughly $8,000 in block and head corrosion repairs after 8 years, on an engine that was flushed after every single trip. The uncomfortable reason is in the metal. Honda leans on automotive-grade aluminum alloys, while a brand like Yamaha formulates marine-specific alloys with more zinc and better galvanic protection baked in. So a coastal Honda can be rotting from the inside while the cowl still shines. Freshwater Hondas dodge most of this entirely. But a used saltwater Honda without a thorough inspection is a corrosion lottery ticket, and the prize is a 4-figure repair. Before number 4, here's the quick framework that makes every Honda decision simple. 3 questions sort every Honda buy. 1. Where has it lived? Freshwater? Fine. Saltwater? Inspect it like a detective or walk away. Number 2. What are you actually paying for? If the answer is refinement and quiet, Honda earns it. If the answer is speed or power for the weight, Honda is the wrong aisle, and you'll see why in a minute. Number 3. Is there a real Honda marine dealer near you? Their network is thinner than Mercury's or Yamaha's, and an engine nobody nearby can service is a problem waiting for a place to happen. Here's the test. Before you sign, ask one thing. Am I buying this Honda for what it's genuinely best at, or am I paying a premium and hoping? Get that answer right, and the smartest Honda in the lineup, the one nobody calls exciting, will quietly outlast your boat. It's coming up. I read the build sheet, not the brochure. No sponsors here, no dealer deals, just hours, dollars, and what lasts. Number 4. Number 4, buying a Honda for performance, because the scale never lies. Across the range, Honda runs heavy. The BF150 weighs around 501 pounds against 460 pounds for Mercury's 150 and 487 pounds for Yamaha's. A pair of BF250s adds roughly 120 pounds over twin Yamaha F250s. That's a whole extra passenger bolted to your transom permanently. On a heavy hull, you'll barely notice. On a weight-sensitive boat, a bass rig, a light center console, a flat skiff, that extra mass costs you whole shot, top end, and handling every single trip. Honda builds durability and polish, and it builds them heavy. Buying one to go fast is using the wrong tool and paying extra for the privilege. The next mistake is newer, shinier, and even more expensive. Number 5, the BF350, bought in its first years. Give Honda credit. This is their first production V8 ever on land or water, a 5-liter engine that runs on regular fuel and idles quieter than most sedans. It's genuinely impressive. It's also brand new in a way most buyers don't register. It launched in late 2023, which means the long-term record that Honda's reputation is built on simply doesn't exist yet for this engine. And it's the heaviest big engine you can buy today. Around 765 pounds, 70 pounds heavier than Mercury's V10, and 38 pounds heavier than Suzuki's 350. It even needs wider 28.5-inch mounting centers, which can turn a repower into transom surgery. Flagship money for an unproven flagship is a bet, not a buy. Let the charter fleets test it for 5 years first. The last mistake isn't about the engine at all, and that's exactly why people miss it. Number 6, buying a Honda where there's no Honda marine dealer. This one sounds boring until it ruins a season. Honda's marine dealer network is real but thin, noticeably thinner than Mercury's or Yamaha's, especially away from the coasts. So picture the failure. Your engine throws a fault in June, the nearest certified Honda marine tech is 2 hours away, and he's booked 3 weeks out. Your boat sits through the best month of the year while a Mercury owner across the dock is back on the water in days. The engine didn't fail you, the map did. Service access is part of what you're buying, and if the network can't reach you, even a perfect engine is the wrong engine. So that 6 ways a Honda takes more than it gives. Now the 4 that give it all back. Notice the thread running through all 6. Not one of them says Honda builds a bad engine, because they don't. Every trap is a Honda bought for the wrong reason, in the wrong place, or at the wrong time. Flip those 3 things, and the same badge becomes one of the smartest buys on the water. 4 Hondas prove it. And the best of them is the plainest one in the catalog, the one that wins by outliving everything around it. We'll finish there. Number 1, the little BF 2.3. This might be the simplest boat engine sold today, and that's its superpower. It's air-cooled, like a lawnmower, which means there's no water pump and no impeller to service or fail. The single most common small engine repair just doesn't exist on this motor. It weighs around 30 pounds, light enough to carry one-handed. It starts on the first or second pull, and it sips fuel from its little built-in tank. For a dinghy, a canoe, a tender, or a backup you toss in the locker and forget about, it's about the most honest push per dollar in boating. No premium, no complexity, no corrosion lottery. Just the Honda idea boiled down to its purest form. The next one is where Honda starts earning its keep on real boats. Number 2, the mid-range workhorses, the BF115 and BF140. This is the quiet middle of the lineup where the Honda premium shrinks and the Honda virtues stay. These engines are famously durable. They are smooth enough that pontoon and deck boat owners swear by them, and they sip fuel at cruise thanks to Honda's lean running economy mode. On boats where a few extra pounds do not matter, a pontoon, an aluminum fishing boat, a family runabout, the weight penalty disappears, and what is left is an engine that starts every time and runs for decades with basic care. Fresh water is where these live their best life, and on a lake boat that gets flushed and serviced, a mid-range Honda is a 2,000-hour friendship. But the next one is proof that even Honda's big iron earns its money on the right transom. Number 3. The BF350 on the boat it was actually built for. Yes, it's heavy, around 622 pounds. But bolt it to a 28-foot or larger offshore hull where 100 extra pounds vanishes into the total weight and the equation flips completely. Now what you notice is the fuel economy, which is excellent for the class, the smoothness on long runs, and the durability that made Honda's V6 a trusted workhorse for commercial users. On a big boat, range is money, and the BF350 stretches every gallon further than most of its rivals. Same engine that's a mistake on a light performance hull becomes a genuinely smart buy 2 sizes up. The right Honda on the right boat. And that idea leads straight to the best value Honda makes. And number 4, the smartest Honda in the lineup, the BF150. Nobody calls this engine exciting, and that's exactly the point. It's the plain, proven mid-size 4-stroke that Honda has spent years perfecting, tough, easy on fuel, and recently redesigned with the flagship's technology trickled down. The modern controls, the cleaner styling, the drive-by-wire options. Yes, it carries a few more pounds than its rivals. What you get for those pounds is an engine with a reputation for simply refusing to die. On a boat where 40 pounds means nothing, and 15 years of starts mean everything. For a pontoon, a family boat, or a workhorse you plan to keep, this is where the Honda Premium finally buys exactly what the badge promises. The engine everyone walks past is the one that outlasts them all. So here's the whole picture. Honda doesn't build bad boat engines. It builds heavy, refined premium ones, and the money question is always fit. The showroom markup, the old carbs, the saltwater lottery, the weight, the unproven flagship, and the empty dealer map are where Honda costs you. The tiny 2.3, the mid-range workhorses, the big 250 on a big hull, and above all the BF150 are where Honda pays you back for decades. By now, you're the kind of buyer who reads the build sheet before the badge. So before you buy any Honda, ask the one honest question. Am I buying what this engine is genuinely best at, or am I paying a premium and hoping? Drop the Honda you're running, or the one you're eyeing, in the comments, and I'll tell you straight where it lands. Refinement is real. So is the scale. I'm Cade. I read the build sheet, not the brochure. This channel follows the powerhead, not the paint.